Hi, my name is Michelle Stevens, and I am a team member and mentor for 3 Wins Fitness DC. Today, we're going to be working on your legs. Okay, so lower half of the body, have a couple different options for you, whether you want to be standing or if you want to be standing and using something for balance. So I have my chair behind me. You'll see me running through a couple different variations of what we can do. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started, warm up our legs a little bit. You want to be mindful, make sure that you have enough space around you to do all of these exercises. You really don't need too much space, but you need a little bit of space to move your legs from side to side. It can be good to have a chair nearby you, either for balance, or also we're going to do a couple little squats. So it can be good to have a chair that's behind you. In this case, I'm having my couch. Okay, so it's something that you can reach for. Okay, and we're going to work with whatever range of motion you have. And this is our starting point. Anytime you go back to this workout, you can see how much you've progressed. All right, so let's get started. We're just gonna move our hips a little bit, get things warmed up. So what we're gonna start with is marching in place. So you can do this freestanding, or you can do this while you're balancing using something to hold on to. So I'm gonna be doing both, but you do what's best for you, okay? All right, so we're gonna be marching in place. We're just gonna bring one leg up, whatever feels comfortable for you. Are you able to get that foot off the ground? And then just see how high you're able to bring it up or down, okay? This may change by the day. This may change as we progress through the exercise. Day to day is gonna be a little bit different. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're thinking about being up, nice and tall. That's 9, and that's 10. Great, okay. Let's work on our next range of motion exercise. We're just gonna do a slight hip hinge. So what that looks like is we're just rotating from the hips, kind of a bow, if you will, okay? So you could do this holding on to something, okay? We wanna make sure that we're not going too far forward. It's just a slight bit, so we get a little rotation here. So give it a try. We're gonna count down from 10 and up, 9, up, 8, up, 7, up. If somebody's in the room with you, they're going to be like, what did I do to deserve all of these bows? I don't know. 5, 4, I may have lost count. That happens sometimes. 3, 2, good. Last one. Nice bow. If there's a mirror in front of you, then you were probably just bowing to yourself, which is also a nice thing to do from time to time. Okay, so next thing, warm up our hips a little bit, is just some side leg raises, okay? So if you put one foot out to the side and just lift it up just a little bit off the ground and then bring it in. Okay. If you're able to do a little bit more, depending on the day, you can sweep out in front of you to the middle, to your midline. So out and in. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, oops. See, that's why we gotta balance sometimes. 4, just having a hand out to the side. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Good. So sometimes if we just have a hand out to our side, it's pretty good too. Okay. All right, switching to the other side, we're gonna do 10 of those. So remember, we're going up to the side and down. up, 10, down, 9, down, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. These are just gentle movements to get us started, especially if you've been sitting all day. It happens. Maybe it's first thing in the morning, you haven't done anything yet. Maybe you just need to change things up. I didn't even explain this one. We're going forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Watch out for any pets that might show up. Good, that's 8, 7, 6, 5. See, it's extra challenging when you gotta avoid pets. Or maybe there's a toddler around. Good. Awesome. Switch legs. Remember what I said about making sure you have enough space? I forgot to mention, make sure there's no pets around. 10, 9, 8. I'm trying to avoid a cat, so I'm going a little wide. That's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, cool. So we did forward and back, side to side, little hip hinge, and we started off with marching in place. So I think we're good to go to move on to those squats and lunges. So we got a couple different options here, okay? You can squat on your own with nothing else around you. Only do that if you're comfortable with your squats. If you've done this before quite a bit, squatting is something that we do every day. So it's actually a really essential skill. My couch behind me, for example. So you can also use this just to know that you have a safety net, okay? So you squat behind you. If you squat too low, you just sit down, right? Okay, so you can squat behind you, okay? Or you can hold on to something for some balance, just lightly, whatever it is that you need, okay? So you have a couple options here. Figure out which one's best for you. Totally fine. So when we do our squats, we want to remember that hinge that we did earlier. We want to think about hinging just a little bit forward and then bending our knees. So our hips hinge forward, our hips go back, and a little bend in the knees. We don't need to go all the way down, okay, for it to be effective. So let's just start with some like half squats, okay? Whatever feels good for you. That's 10 and up, 9, up, 8, up, 7, up, 6, up, 5, up. Good. Sending those hips back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. So with lunges, same thing. We can have a chair beside us. We could have 2 chairs behind us even, right? Holding out to the side and lunging down. You only go as far as feels comfortable and safe for you. So the thing that we want to keep in mind when we're doing a lunge is that we stagger stance. We have one foot in front of the other, okay? This is already some balance right here, which is why you might need to hold onto a chair or something like that. What we want to think about is going straight up and down, okay? If you have knee issues, take it easy, all right? We're going to be getting a little bit more range of motion, some bend in our knees than we maybe usually do, okay? So we're going to stagger stance. One foot is in front of the other. We're kind of lunged forward. That's already like Our muscles are already doing some work here, okay? You might be holding on to something, you might not be. Figure out what works for you. You can always start holding on to something, and as you feel better, hover over it and then let go. Gauge what works for you. So moving on to the exercise. Okay, so we have 1 foot behind us, 1 foot in front of us. What we really want to think about is just moving up and down, just like an elevator. So if somebody was watching you from the other room, they would see you disappear. And what we want to focus on is the back leg doing a bend. Okay, the back leg is bending, the rest of our body is along for the ride. We really don't have to do much of a bend here for this to be effective and for our muscles to start working. So let's count down. We're going to go down and up. That's 10, down, 9, down, 8, down, 7, down, 6, down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. As you get stronger, you may find that you can go a little bit deeper. Your feet go a little bit wider, and you might be able to get all the way down, just hovering above the ground. But that's something that you progress to. The thing we want to keep in mind, switch to the other side. My right foot was forward, now my left foot is forward. Okay. When we go up and down, you don't want to be leaning forward because then we're like leading with our knee. See how it's pointed forward? We just want to go straight up and down. So pretend we're on it, we're making ourselves a little elevator. Push the floor and down and up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That back leg is doing the work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Okay. Cool. So you can do a pretty effective workout just switching back from squats and lunges. With your squats, you can do a tight stance. You can go a little bit wider than hip width, or you can go really, really wide with your feet pointed out. So over time, you can add to this, but for right now, we're just going over the basics, just going over some fundamentals. Let's do one thing just to close it out. Do some calf raises. We want to get some nice movement in our ankles. So definitely hold on to something for this. It can be really easy for us to, lose our balance on our toes. So just try and lift those heels up just a little bit. And you find what works for you, okay? We're not trying to be ballerinas, going all the way on our toes, all the way on point. We just want to get a little bit off of the ground. So you can do this with both your hands holding a wall, up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So if you still got some energy in you, go ahead, replay this video, and then you have a whole other set of exercises that you can do. And you can actually start with those marches, and you can feel how things have changed since you started. So do the marches, the side raises, going forward and back, squats and lunges, and calf raises. Thanks so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you around at 3 Wins Fitness DC. So stay tuned to hear more about our schedule. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being here.